The formation of bridgeheads on the left bank by the Ukrainian defense forces stumped the Russian command at a time when it did not even realize it yet. And it all started on October 10th, exactly when the Russian command received the order to take Avdiivka at any cost. According to the initial plan, as part of the attack of October 10th, 2 echelons of enemy forces were to surround Avdiivka, thus creating optimal conditions for the occupation of the city before the new year, but the plan failed miserably. As a result, Avdiivka began to pull resources from other bridgeheads, primarily from the Lugansk bridgehead of the center group. In fact, the most combat-ready part of this group of troops has now been transferred to Avdiivka. But this was not enough for the enemy to solve the issue of encircling Avdiivka. It is not surprising, because you can be the most combat-capable brigade, but it does not mean effective, because you are the most combat-capable only compared to others. In the absence of full staffing in the Russian army, a regiment is comparable to a battalion in terms of its combat capability. In addition, the nervousness of the Russian troops' command in the Avdiivka area forced them to engage individual units rather than full-fledged units and formations. All this has led to the fact that the tasks set near Avdiivka will not be accomplished by the new year. This process can only be accelerated by saturating the operational zones with additional resources. Simply put, to continue to exert pressure through quantity. But where to get it? The group of troops center is depleted and even partially will be strengthened by the units of the group of troops west. In the south, the occupiers are also uneasy, the AFU are pushing the left bank under themselves, continuing to expand bridgeheads. The road of the first frontier from Olishki to Novokakhovka is cut in several places, and the specter of inevitable physical control by the Ukrainian side hangs over Highway 2206. The Dnieper Group Command has hastily formed 3 tactical groups to block the AFU in the area of Kozachi Laheri and Krinky, while the 70th Motorized Rifle Division, and the 7th Guards Mountain Air Assault Division are in standby mode. Moreover, I remind you that the 7th Division was returned from Zaporizhia region to reinforce the Dnieper Group, although before that it was supposed to reinforce the East Group. Directly from the Zaporizhia region to pick someone will be difficult, because then will weaken the restraining capacity of the Russian troops in the wedge, which Ukrainian stormtroopers have scored in the second line of defense. Here we observe an interesting twine: the Russian command needs more resource to take Avdiivka before the new year. Although it would seem possible to take it from anywhere, given that there are more than 400,000 occupants in the war zone. However, its quality does not give the desired effect. And where the resource is taken from, there is a problem of weakening of the area, which also needs to be compensated. Resource deadlock, and it cannot be solved without mobilization. And until the Putin elections take place in Russia in March 2024, the topic of mobilization remains taboo. This is the physical phenomenon, when the pressure of the AFU on the left bank, and the desperate need of the enemy to occupy Avdiivka, create an unpredictable tension in the Russian troops. And in this scenario, something can go wrong for the occupiers, because where subtle, there usually breaks.